London's black cabs are a global icon, but these taxis could also be looked at as taxis on wheels. They run on diesel, which has risen in price since the 1970s from under 30 cents per litre to more than $1.60 today. In that time, governmental taxes on diesel have gone up by more than 600%. The UK has seen the biggest jump, but these cab drivers are not alone in Western Europe.
We saw during the 1990s the introduction of the fuel duty escalator. The government, which was first the Tories and then later Labour, pretended that this was about environmental care, although later on they admitted that it was actually about collecting money.
For most operators, whether cabs, trucks or buses, fuel accounts for up to 35% of running costs. And at the same time, profitability rates are only a few percent.
When you are paying €1 for 1 litre of diesel, you can say that 50% is going to excises, to VAT and to other taxes. It's quite a lot.
Road transport operators are particularly unhappy that taxation policies are inconsistent across different forms of transport. Airlines, for example, pay no duty at all, although they might argue that they in turn support tourism and the coach industry.
Without the long-haul passengers, the opportunities for pan-European coach travel are infinitely diminished.
We are not in favour to make a taxation on the planes, you know, but we are asking for the same conditions. It means a zero rate also for our professional fuel.
That would, of course, be unpopular with environmentalists and even more with governments because it would lead to a huge hole in their government budgets. But industry representatives say what they really want is fairness and consistency.
Today, road transport in Europe is between 20 to 40% more expensive than in the US. And I won't even mention how much more expensive it is than in Asia.
Taxes on fuel are especially high in the UK because the government sees this as their main income for road maintenance.
An individual maximum weight lorry here in the UK pays something in the order of £30,000 per year in tax. Now that covers its wear to the system and a lot more than that.
In mainland Europe, fuel taxes are generally lower, but many countries have road tolls. This gives foreign trucks operating on UK roads a big competitive advantage.
In the UK, we're paying 47 pence a litre fuel duty on diesel. That compares to around 24 pence a litre in Europe. And if you look at the US, they're looking at 7 pence a litre for fuel.
Discriminatory charging, whatever it can be fuel, but it can be other taxation. When there are discriminatory between our member countries, well, I will say this afternoon, we must treat our member countries as individual countries equal.
Oil's days are numbered. The world is guzzling it at the rate of 80 million barrels a day. With hybrid engine technology very much in its infancy, the road transport sector says that despite technological developments, right now there is no economically viable alternative to diesel fuel for heavy commercial vehicles.
It's not realistic on this time to think on other systems than to use diesel in our engines. It's not realistic.
However, some estimates say that we will have run out of oil by the end of this century, based on current consumption and known availability. In recent public statements, OPEC has also expressed concern over the high level of taxation in major crude oil consuming countries and the overall implications for oil market stability. And they've called on these countries to address the situation. Right now, for the road transport industry, oil is the only option. Modern economies need efficient road transport, so the industry believes governments must help. And that means looking at alternative energy sources for things like domestic electricity supply.